What is going on, Joker Clunkers? Friday night, I'm bored. Figured I'd hop on, see if anybody wanted to chat about some automotive stuff maybe that's happened this week. I don't know. Let's wait for some people to come in. You never know. I know it's only 7:15. Well, almost 7:10 here. I don't know what time it is for you. Let's see if we can get some people in the chat though. Going on and see if I could find anybody that wants to come on. What's going on? I could send you a link if you want to come in the chat. I'm just kind of bored here on a Friday night. The family's not here. It's quiet. I'm tired of watching TV. Seeing if anybody's got something going on. Maybe they want to share. You want to come in the chat up on the big old screen here? I'll send you a link. I could probably just put it in here, can't I? How do you do that? How do I comment? This is an example better. Shit, no, I hit the wrong one. Did I do it? All right, I did that one. Sorry, guys, I'm just learning on how to do this. I don't know if that shows it or not. Hmm. We can change colors too. Oh, I like blue. I like blue. Oh, there's people in the comments. What's going on there, Dakota? Am I saying that right? I suck with names. You doing that right now, Narcoleptic? Yeah, I don't know how to comment when I'm on Oh, I could post a comment. There we go. There's the link if anybody wants to come in. I don't care if you're big or small. Come on in. Let's do some chatting. I don't usually do this on my phone, so you guys gotta give me a second. Hey, when you get out there, why don't you turn on the camera? We'll wrench with you. Dakotas. I can send you a link through Instagram if you'd like, and you could set up. You could set it up and then come on in. We got 3 people watching. Who's the third? They're not commenting. Hey, it's my woman. Hi, woman. What? All right, we'll talk to you later, buddy. Hmm. Kind of waiting for people to come in. Anybody? Arriba, arriba. Bless you, Daisy. Dakota, Dakotas. Yeah, classic car. I just sent you a link on Instagram. If you go in there and set it all up, and then come on in, I'll bring you in. I'll try and teach you some stuff that I don't know. See what I can do here. Yeah. Hell, man, I don't care. Come on in. I got kids too. Good for the views, I guess. Shows you're a real person. I know it's super early, so it's hard to get anybody to come in. Let me see if I can find anybody on the old Insta. Nobody is on Nobody is online. Nobody. Just you watching, Brett. Just you watching. That's it. What's banned? Oh, I already did that. Hmm. One is the loneliest number. Running 11 minutes and nothing going on. I don't know what to talk about. I was hoping that people would pop in and sit in the chat and chat up a little bit, you know. Just sitting at home, a little bored. Thought I'd go on here, see if anybody wanted to chit chat. Kind of hoping somebody comes on and chit chats. Hmm. I don't know what to say. Nobody's coming on. Nobody. Hmm. I'd be out working on the Falcon if I could, waiting for a fuel pump to come in the morning. Otherwise, I'd be out there working on that. There's got to be people out there that want to come on and talk to me. I'm sure everybody is getting out of work and going home and eating dinner first. Probably too early to do one of these. Hmm. Oh, there's two people watching. Who we got watching now? Hey there, Rich. How you doing? You want to jump on? Give me somebody to talk to? Come on. I'm just bored. Just bored. Just thinking maybe come on here and chit chat with some people. You want to come in, Rich? I'll send you the link. Oh, I appreciate that. What do you got going on this week? Anything good? EO. Hello, gaming. I don't know who you are. Who's? Oh, is this is that Kevin? Tweaks Gaming. Work, yeah. I've been working on the Falcon. I don't know if you've seen any of the video. Well, no, I ain't got no videos up, but I got some pictures of the Falcon on Instagram, and hopefully I'll have a video out for it this week. I've been working on that and not the 350. I should be working on the 350, I guess. The Mustang is going to be coming in here. Maybe this weekend I'll get it out of the other garage. I'm pretty nervous about snow hitting before I get that done, but I don't know. So Tweaks Gaming is now Kevin. Mr. Kevin. Yeah, it's a 61 Falcon delivery sedan wagon. It thing's pretty cool. It's also pretty rare. They made less than 2,000 of them in 1961, and out of all the vehicles I've seen in my lifetime, I've never seen one before. Well, we got a guest waiting. How do we do this? Hey, Mr. Dakota. Add to stream. I think I did it. Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Not too bad. And you're Mr. Dakota?
Yeah, Dakota's Classic Cars.
So I met you this morning.
Yeah.
And yeah, we all get frustrated on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a lot more. I think I talked to, I don't know if you know him, Vito's Rat Rod, and he described it as kind of a game, and that's what it seems like sometimes.
So I've noticed since I hit around 500, I don't seem to be getting the whole takeaway as bad, but to get to the 500, it was a struggle because there was days that you gain 10, lose 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kept going and going. It was kind of crazy. I'm not sure they're setting you up for failure or what. I mean, I guess the more content you put out for free, the better for them.
Yeah. I don't know if it was you or 615 who was saying like they kind of tried to discourage the sub for sub thing, and he was saying it's kind of what you end up doing sometimes on Instagram if you don't go on and watch a few videos and make a few comments, then it might look suspicious to them.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you that this morning. I don't know if 615 said the same thing, but
yeah,
I ask everybody when I do my spiel, hey, come check me out, see if you watch a video, if you like it, subscribe. So if you don't communicate, if you don't have any interaction, I don't think they'll keep you most times.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
You got to watch at least half of a video and like it and comment. And not only, you got to tell the supporters to do that too, even though they know.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, even though they know. But how long you been doing YouTube?
Only I think it's actually been probably about 5 months now.
5 months, yeah.
I did. The problem is I did all my metal work before I started recording, and I wish I hadn't because I had so much work that I did on my car before I actually started recording. So now I'm into the engine. I'm hoping the plan is to get that 396 rebuilt. I'm not gonna go haywire with it. I'm just gonna be a fairly small budget. Just rebuilding that 396, and then my plan is I've never done one before, but I want to rebuild the transmission as well. My hope for the car is that I don't farm a single thing out. I want to see it through top to bottom, start to finish. So we'll see how that goes. I've been practicing painting as well, so I painted my Pontiac. That came out pretty good. So just gonna keep practicing on that, and I'm hoping that probably next summer, I'll be painting the Nova as well. So we'll see.
Yep.
That's the hope
Yeah.
for it.
So I was pretty. I don't know if you've heard of any of the Mustang stuff I got going on. I was trying to figure out how I'd say it.
Sorry, one sec. I was telling you, I got kids here. I gotta.
It's all good, man. It just shows you're a real person.
My
I
wife.
got the distractions too. Don't worry.
Well, I got a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old. Just sitting over here eating her dinner.
Yes, I do, woman. You know what I want. She's going to get me Burger King, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I've never taken a class on anything automotive except for I got my inspection license many years ago.
Yeah.
And everything I've learned from just doing it.
Yep.
And I've got videos and pictures of hours and hours of screwing up painting, and I'm starting to get fairly good at it. I'm not great at it, but I do okay.
Yeah, it was the biggest thing for me was finding the space to do it in.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. I have a couple of videos I got to put up. My brother had a '84 Sportster that we stripped down and I painted in my little shop out here, and I did okay with it. There was some orange peel, but
Yeah.
for what it was pretty good. It was a cheap gun, and it was my very first time using a gun and automotive paint, because every time I've ever sprayed out of a gun, I've always thinned it out and used Rust-Oleum.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it worked out really good for me on that one. And I painted quite a few times since, and then I think it was the last video I put out this past week here. I painted the bed in my F-350.
Oh, nice.
And one side turned out better than the other, but I'm pretty sure I know why. And that's just because one side was in the shade, one side was in the sun, and it flashed off before it had a time to really settle like it should.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I ended up going with the Summit Racing. They make a well, they don't make it. They actually sell it, but they won't tell who makes it. So I'm guessing it's a PPG or something like that. But all in, I had epoxy primer, filler primer, sealer, all the catalyst, the reducers, and my base coat, which was not a pearl coat, but a metallic coat, and my clear, a gallon of everything. I was $850 in, shipped to my door. So
it's not bad.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And you said you use PPG?
No, it was actually they won't tell you whose it is. It's kind of the secret. It's Summit Racing sells it on their website, and they're upfront that they're not. If someone else makes it, but they won't tell you who else makes it.
Hey, Wasted.
What up? What up?
Mr. in the middle there. You can go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit. This is Wasted. He's Wasted Talent Fabrication. We call him WTF.
That was the point.
I've seen you on Arco's lives before.
Yeah, I get in a little bit of everywhere, realistically.
Hey, Robert.
What's up, Robert? Yeah, no, I go on wherever I can. Like I said, Grady hit me up, but I was finishing Dune. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but Jesus, that thing really sucks you in.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, Dune. Listen, before I watched it, I've been like, that's some nerd stuff right there. But I watched the whole thing. It was pretty legit.
Nice.
I know I couldn't pull you away from it. I'm sitting on here and I'm just like, do. I'm bored.
You're like, you want to go live, and I'm like, yes, I do. However, there's like 20 minutes left of this movie, and it's so the important parts.
That's all right.
At home?
So
Yeah, I've got it's on HBO Max. You
I
can watch
see.
it on there. Yeah.
Let's check it out.
It's well worth it, but it's 2.5 hours of your life that you gotta devote to a movie.
Nice.
if
What's
it's
up,
not
Rich?
comedy, it's not for me.
Definitely not comedy, but there's some huge names, and like it's shot really well. I never saw the original, just never got into it. But this one, they did a good job. Looks like a good. It's
Oh yeah, that's right. I can do this.
production and all that. Oh yeah, are you running on your phone right now?
Yeah, I am. My other cord to the GoPro was out in the garage, and because I was recording in there earlier, and I don't want to get up. I'm being lazy.
Imagine running the chat and everything from the phone. It's way too much going on.
No, it's not too bad. I get a little confused because I usually use my computer, but
Yeah. No, it's legit.
So
what we got going on in here? We got 5 people, 6
we got
likes.
5.
All right, good.
Yeah, going on almost a half an hour, but most of that was just me sitting here doing
Rocking
nothing.
in a chair. Yeah.
Just rocking. I love this freaking chair. Everybody tells me to get rid of this and get a new one, but it is so freaking comfortable.
Listen, if it ain't broke.
I had a dog in my intro. You watch my intro at the end of it. It says "In love and memory of Bobo."
Mm-hmm.
That was my best friend, and he broke this chair a little bit with me because he's a big dog and I'm a big guy. He would jump up here every single night, and eventually it just kind of, if I put the leg thing up, it's just kind of now, so it's just.
Yeah,
but that's really the only thing that's broken on it. I don't.
Listen, if it's still comfortable, then it ain't broke. Even if it doesn't work as it was supposed to.
Old man rocker. Thanks, Kevin.
I got a little pink lazy boy that I think I got off the side of the road, and that's like the most comfortable chair ever. Somebody was just putting it out, and I was like, "Oh, there's a chair."
Yeah, really all I got in here is this damn computer chair I sit in. Everything else is
in the trailer.
Well, yeah. Well, no, at the other house, furniture wise, that I got off the side of the road. Same story, but it's not that comfortable. More so,
I get scared of taking stuff beside the road now because when I grew up, if it was on the side of the road, it was for us. It was free. Hell yeah.
Well, so this was a post on Facebook that said, "Come get this stuff. It's on the side of the road." From the lady who was getting rid of it.
Oh yeah.
But I never interacted with her, spent any money. I just rolled up and it was there, and I was like, "Yep, still there. Let me grab that."
The whole bed bug thing scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
You're not wrong there. I don't know,
Robert, you want to come in? Want to come in and chat with us?
He's got the emoji button on blast.
I know.
Dudes just sent me a message a little bit ago, said it was just the letter I. So I sent him back the letter V. I don't know if that
was I guess he's still at work. Otherwise, he said he'd hop on.
Yeah.
Forsaken still isn't home.
CP is going to be going on like 8 or 9 tonight for his deal. Yep.
Nice.
And I don't know who will do the after. Mine's going to be tomorrow night. So
yeah,
probably going to do 8 or 9.
I bought a boom mic, and that'll be here tomorrow. So I might hop on for a couple minutes, check that out.
Yeah. Dudes was playing with his last night. He loves it.
Yeah, my buddy's been telling me ever since I've been doing the lives and shit, he's like, "You've got to get a boom mic. It's just so much better." And I'm like, "Tom, I don't want to spend money." And I found one for like $40 on Amazon. I'm like, I'll try it.
Yeah,
Is it one of those little ones you mount like on your computer screen, or is it like a big one?
No, it's got the big arm, and I don't know.
Nice.
I'm still learning a lot of this stuff. I've run everything through my phone for the last 10 years. I mean everything. I hardly have anything on a computer up until the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, I'd rather use my computer for lives and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Except for when I'm being lazy and don't want to go get a cord.
Yeah.
Well, most of the stuff I have for doing this is, from the game when I gamed, or and whatnot. So the headset and The camera I got from when I first started to do Twitch live streaming in the garage. So I just turned it on, and that was the idea was getting this camera so I could do it off a garage computer. But then that never really came to fruition.
Not yet.
I went from an iPhone 6 to a 12. It was like changing a whole different world.
Oh
This
yeah,
thing is great.
So I went from a 6 to a 10 was the jump, and then I'm still in a 10. Oh, speaking of which, I should have my new case. It should have come today. I have to go look.
You guys are iPhone people?
Yeah.
We can't be friends.
Hey, that's fine. I get my iPhone, I update it the first time I buy it, and then I never update it again, and that's how they last so long.
Yeah,
I tried iPhone. It was what do they call it? A C3 or a G3 or something. It was quite a long time ago.
Yeah,
but I hated it. I hated it because at least at that time, I had Apple iPhone, and then if you had an Android and I sent a picture to you,
Robert too.
You wouldn't get it, but I could send it. It didn't make any sense.
I've not had necessarily. I've been an iPhone guy for a long time. I don't like Apple computers or like I'm PC all the way. But as far as like phones go, I don't know. I like them.
Yeah. No, I guess I played with what was that tablet? The Apple tablet that was pretty popular.
The iPad.
iPad.
Yeah, iPad. My buddy had a 10 or something. Maybe does that sound right?
I have no idea. I have the original iPad, like the first one. It's a brick, but
it still works.
Oh yeah, still works just fine. I can't do any new stuff with it because they don't even make updates for it anymore. They planned obsolescence. It's great time. Great time to be alive.
Not doing the planned obsolescence.
So on the 6s, it was on the 6s that they were doing it, and it was funny because I remember telling everyone's like, "Oh, I'm having all this trouble," and I'm like, "I don't update mine because they do this shit." And they're like, "Oh, you're such a conspiracy theorist," blah blah blah. And now here we are. There's another one of those things on the commercial. Did you have an iPhone? Cheers.
Until it comes
blah blah blah. Yeah.
See, you guys aren't cool enough until you have a S7 almost blow up in your face.
Yeah. Well, see, that is some of the problem. Like, as far as everyone I've ever talked to that's had an issue with Apple, it's been the operating system or the, using the operating interface. As far as like components go, the components are pretty good. You don't normally have too many issues with the components, like the battery and whatnot.
Yeah. I went from the 6 to the 12 as my Wi-Fi board went out, so I couldn't get Wi-Fi anymore. But I was so surprised by that because, like you say, the components usually hold up.
Well, you also, how many years did you have that phone? I was going to say, their planned lifespan of that phone is a year and a half tops.
Yeah, I had it for probably a good 4.5, 5 years.
I'm going to say more than that. You went 6 to 12, so that's 5 generations because they didn't do a 9.
Yeah. I had it for a long time.
That's like I got the 10 right now, and everyone's on 13, and they're like, "What is that brick?" And I'm like, "Get out of here! It'll be fine."
Yeah. And they changed the shape, so back on the 12, it looks like the old one again, where it's all boxy.
Oh wow! Okay, so we're going to one shift on Monday. Okay.
Did we lose Junker?
I guess so. He is out for the count. All that talk about iPhones, and his phone apparently gave up, said he couldn't be a part of this anymore.
Yeah. I got my kids here. Not quite their bedtime, but I'm home alone with them. Their mother went out to hang out with her friends.
Nice.
She doesn't ever get out of the house, so my one night a week to watch them.
Yeah.
I do a lot of besides the YouTube, a lot of flying. So this month I've been gone 3 weeks out of the month. So I was home last weekend and I had my video filmed for the week and I edited it pretty much in the airport and then posted in the airport and then jumped on the plane and I've been gone. So those 2 days I was home where I filmed my video were about the only days this month I was home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's rough.
got to help out where I can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I went down to McDonough, and in McDonough there's a retail Summit Racing.
What did I do?
Have to go through there and check everything out.
Yeah, I've heard those are huge stores too.
Yeah, the one in Texas is the biggest one. They've got one in the DFW area, and then McDonough's probably the second largest, and then they have one in Reno, the third largest, and then in Talmadge, Ohio, there's one, and that's the smallest one, but that's also where their call center is at, isn't it?
Yeah, right there.
When you call somebody, that's where you get.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the one in Reno is where they did the roadkill, went and did the motor swap on the Finnegan's wife's El Camino. Was in the parking lot of that one in Reno in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's back, but kinda, I guess.
It says no motor swaps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They probably had to do that after them. Are you back with us there, bud?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, and you're moving.
Oh,
again.
cool. I've got a major echo I can't get rid of.
Do you have another window open somewhere?
I can't find it. I'm searching. Oh wait,
Well,
maybe I found it.
I was gonna say we don't hear it, so at least that's something.
Is it gone?
I never heard. I couldn't hear it.
I think it's good now. I think we're good now. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I hit the back button and couldn't figure out how to get back in there.
Yeah, you're just gone. We're like, well, I guess it's us.
That's cool. I could just leave and you guys can get me view hours.
Yeah. Dude, like, I'm not even kidding. There was Uncle Tony's Garage painted his engine block and left it rolling and literally called the live watching paint dry. And there was over 100 people in there talking to each other in the chat, watching paint dry. Uncle Tony was nowhere to be found. There was nothing going on the screen. Literally 100 people watching paint dry. I couldn't freaking believe it.
That's brilliant.
That's awesome.
If you've got the crowd of people that are willing to do that, I mean, that wouldn't work in my channel.
Yeah.
There are lives. I've searched. Go on YouTube and just go to live. Just type in live, and there's places all around the country and in the world that there's a live camera.
Oh yeah.
And there's like 4,000 people in there at any given time, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it makes me wonder who the hell owns this, because they are just printing money at this point, you know. Which I don't think there's anything different between the live streams. I know it counts towards your watch hours and stuff, so it should. You know what I mean? I don't know if because there's not ads actively going on the live stream when it's live, if it counts towards monetization differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works. Maybe one day if I ever get there, I'll do some science with that and figure it out. But
you could call it WTF science.
Yeah, I mean, listen, science is expensive, but I'm always down to play.
See you later, Tweaks. AKA Kevin.
So
we got 6 people in. That's doing pretty good.
7 likes. You can't beat that.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting anybody to really be in.
Yeah.
I go in with low expectations.
I have, so my subs have hit a wall at like 570. I keep going 570, 571, 568. It's just bouncing around in there right now.
Yeah, Dakota here. He was pretty upset this morning when I was talking to him, and
oh, that's how it goes, man. You're gonna I was on a 2-month just rocket ship, and I knew the whole time it was just a matter. I was like, sooner or later, this is just gonna fall off like the face of the earth, and it has come.
Yeah, because you were at least 200 and something subscribers behind me.
Yeah, I was. So I got in with the crew. I was 300 and something subscribers, and then in 2 months, I went to 560.
Yeah.
Did you lose subs, or did it just stop gaining as fast.
It's not gaining as fast, and I'm losing every other day or whatever. I mean, so I was losing before too. So I guess it's just I'm not getting as many in to offset it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
sure.
realistically, as far as the ones like YouTube takes from the other category, they've only taken 16, which is way less than what they were doing before.
What do you mean by the other category? I have not followed.
So if you go to your analytics and click on well, here, let's see. All right, so if you go to your analytics page and click on subscribers and then go down to the see more tab at the bottom there, and this is on the computer version. Once you're in there, you want to click on subscription source at the top. And then you scroll all the way down and in there. It basically breaks down your subscribers into different categories: YouTube, watch page, search, your channel, subscription feed, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
The other category is where YouTube likes to take spammy subscribers away from you. And the way they do that is kind of so they don't take the subscriber away, they just don't let it count towards your subscriber count because they associate it as being a sub for sub type of situation.
Interesting. Okay.
So any of the one, if you go to that category and look to see what the numbers say. So like mine right now, currently, my total is -5 because they've given me 11 subscribers in the other category, but they've taken away 16. So all in all, for the month, I'm -5.
That makes a lot more sense because I was thinking, these people still show to be subscribed, but my subscriber count went down.
And if you're noticing that if you have negatives or subscribers lost in the other category, that's YouTube 100%.
Okay.
And the ones they're giving back are ones that they've like taken away, and then they interact with so that is YouTube. They come back. Yeah. So the ones they give back in the other category are YouTube took them away and then they'll come back.
Okay.
Robert's saying he loses every day. I'll come back in a week or so, which, so
that's about right. Yeah.
So the ones you really want to pay attention to in the analytics are if like YouTube search page or, channels, subscribers that have closed accounts. I mean, that stuff, or people like, so I've had 3 people unsubscribe from my YouTube channel at the channel page. I'm like, okay. The weird one for me was the other day, a week or so ago, I had 6 accounts closed from the YouTube search page, which is weird that it went down that way. I was kind of like, that's 6 accounts, which may be 6 individual people that searched Wasted Talent Fabrications and said, get wrecked. And I'm like,
hey, Wasted, I think your mic is dying.
Can you hear me?
What about you, Dakota? Are you good?
I can hear him.
It's you too. What?
Okay, so it's not us then, Dakota.
It's my phone? What? What is going on here?
Yeah, like I said, I've been floating. Me and Midnight Garage actually were texting back and forth today, or Midnight Road Garage. We're texting back and forth today about this type of thing. So we're in the middle of doing some science with that as well, because he's under the impression that if any subscriber subscribes to you and then doesn't watch a video or interact with your channel at all in any way, the next day, 16 hours or so later, YouTube will just take it away. Yeah. So we are sciencing this, and then I want to see exactly what happens when they give it. What do you have to do in order for they give it back? So we're conducting a little science right now.
I share the same belief, that exact same belief, and my belief, my theory is that they want it to be a natural progression. So I haven't been subbing to people until I watch videos and like each one of the video and comment on each video, and then even if I plan on subbing to them eventually anyway. Yeah. I don't want to wreck subbing, so I'll just watch 3 videos in preparation for subbing.
So I don't know. I don't believe at all that it's YouTube wanting to create a sanctity of freaking whatever. It's all about the money. YouTube doesn't want that. Ever since they passed their right, they passed their own right to monetize our stuff, because there are far more YouTube channels below 1,000 subscribers than there are YouTube channels above 1,000 subscribers, and they get all of the ad revenue off of all of those people. So I was talking to this dude about it today. They are putting resources into fact checking essentially subscribers to keep people under 1,000 subscribers, but yet you can type in a username that has all kinds of hate speech in the username. We've had people come into our lives that have their username, like their channel name is like Hitler stuff and like terrible things.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't spend an ounce of processing power to stop that from being a thing.
Yeah.
But we dedicate it to making sure you don't get over, 1,000 subscribers. And the reason's really simple. It's money. There's no money in stopping these dudes from spreading hate speech. There's no money in that. So why would we put any effort to it? But I don't know. What can I say?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think my mic died on my phone.
We can hear you.
I can't hear anything.
Then that would be your speakers there, bud.
Wonder.
You know what you need?
I don't know what's going on.
You need an iPhone. That'll fix that. He's like, I can't hear you.
just keep chatting, I guess, guys. I have no idea what you're saying.
Let's see here. Can
I have an idea. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I was gonna write him a note on my phone to get an iPhone. What's up, 615? What's up, brother? Yep. Oh, we got people in the chat. Apple. Listen, mine's still working right now, there, brother. I don't know. What is going on here? Browser. Oh, Roberts. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan of the internet browser on the iPhone, for sure. I don't know. I don't spend much time on the internet browser on this thing. It's more the apps, and whatnot, which those are pretty much the same across brands. Can you hear us now, Grady? No. This guy has all the tech problems. He needs a dedicated.
I can hear you through my TV.
Oh, there's just a giant delay now.
And there's a major delay.
Oh, there's a whole loop with her now. Should she hear herself and just keep going?
Yeah, that's right. Nope.
Use Google. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess for little stuff here and there, but
hey, 615.
I definitely like Chrome better than I do.
Yeah, that's my default is Chrome.
Yeah. Keeps hearing himself on the old loop. What we got here? Oh, two watching. They died off, and it's just us.
I'm going to change the description to worst live ever.
We have one of those. That's way better. Nice.
So WTF, I can't say that I've watched much of your stuff. I just haven't.
Okay, so my.
What is it that you have going on? What's your?
So shitboxes are my my bread and butter.
Okay.
So I have one really nice car, and then a bunch of. So I'm widespread. So we did a ZX10 bike that we got out of Copart and did a whole series on that. Bunch of my buddies' cars that need whatever from transmission swaps to all the way. I do a bunch of motor swaps, LS stuff. Put a Cummins diesel in a truck, cab swaps, basically all kinds of crazy things that you wouldn't think.
Nice. What's the really nice one you were referring to?
I have a 350Z that is full show car paint, interior leather suede, LS swapped. Then it's bored and stroked. And, it looks like a racer out of the Fast and Furious movies.
Nice.
Yeah, 7 TVs in a 2-seater sports car.
Oh, literally 7.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a show car. What? I think 2012 was the last year I really showed with it. So basically, from 2010 to 2012, I did. No, I started showing it. 2010 is when I motor swapped it, but it was a show car from basically 2007 to 2012, and we went all up and down the East Coast. And
wow,
it was one of those where it started winning awards, which then made me want to lean more into more award. You know what I mean? So you win one little one, and you just keep going. And so that turned into an obsession that got a lot out of hand.
Yeah. I can't say that I've done a ton of shows. In the past, it's mainly just been kind of a hobby, just to get stuff running and just enjoy it the way it is. My channel, I hope that people don't perceive it as a restoration channel, just because I'm in the middle of a restoration, but it's really my first one I've ever done. But it's just because this one car that I happen to be working on, that was kind of the plan for it. And that's why I decided to start YouTube, but I don't intend for the channel to be a restoration channel.
And see, that's kind of the problem my channel run into, is that I have a lot of big builds that aren't finished and never get finished, and I got a lot of little builds that get done and then go away. Like we sell them, or they just leave, or we don't do anything cool with them. That's like the one thing my channel is missing.
Yeah. My hopes is I get this Nova that I'm working on, which is a family car. It's it's actually my wife's aunt's dad's car, and he passed away October before last. So
okay, sorry to hear that.
There we go. And I've been working on that car since July of 2020, and done floor pans in it, international house, quarter panels.
What year is it?
It's a 68, so it's kind of a 1 year only car too.
Yep.
So it's the same body style as 69 through 72, but the badging is different. So it's Chevy 2 badging.
Yeah.
And also like the dash is a in key dash or in dash key versus the on column key.
Yep.
Doors are removable hinges, not welded on hinges like the later years. There's a couple other differences with it, specifically other than badging, but so it's been a fun little project, but it's definitely my most in-depth project.
Oh yeah. We did a 73 Nova hatch before I got into YouTube. My buddy and I, he was the guy who worked at the body shop that did all the paint work and everything to my Z, and we worked out a deal where I needed some work done on the Z. He needed a place to work on his car, and that's what got me into learning a bunch of body work and learning that I hate body work.
Yeah, I'm glad to be done with it. I wish I had filmed it for YouTube, but I'm also at the same time glad it's over with.
Yeah.
Little bit of body work I've got now is the fenders that were with it. Usually I'd patch them, but these were just way too bad to even attempt to patch. They were rotted away all at the bottom. I'm in Wisconsin, but and that's a given. They usually all are in Wisconsin, but also the top of the fender where it mates up with the hood was all completely rotted away too. So I had holes like on
everywhere,
flat surfaces of the fender.
See, ours was a Maryland car pretty much all of its life, and so We shaved the firewall and then did a bunch of patch panels in the floor pans, and then POR'd the whole floor, mini tubbed the rear, solid mount and frame connectors for the front and rear. Then Caltrax with a 9-inch out back, and put in, what was it? I originally had a 4.8 turbo setup in it, and I think now he's onto a 6-liter twin turbo setup on that car.
Yes. Yeah,
Just had it caged.
This one will have the original engine, so it's number 396.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So the only thing that's wasn't still in it, so it was a complete car. It just didn't have the transmission. So it had what do they call it? The overdrive transmission they used in the 90s.
Okay.
What the hell is it called? They put it in like Monte Carlos and stuff, but it was the smaller overdrive transmission. But originally it was a stick car, and I still got all the manual parts. But at some point they decided they were going to put an automatic in there, but they did that in 98, and the car, the engine got rebuilt. Yeah. And that's why in that latest video I posted where I tore the engine apart, the engine's like spotless, is because it never got ran after they rebuilt it.
Well, it's good it stayed spotless too, because I've seen ones that don't get run, and then for like one valve is open or something like that, and you'll have a cylinder that's just, corroded or something crazy.
That's exactly what happened with this. Yeah, cylinder number 3 was corroded. The engine wouldn't turn over. I tried as much as I felt comfortable.
What's up, Street Fox?
To try turn it over, and eventually I just had to take the heads off and bump it with a wood block, and finally it got it free. That was after like 2 weeks of soaking all the cylinders.
Yep.
Still didn't want to let look.
That's that's what sucks about having cars like that too.
Yeah.
That sit like for that deal. I mean, you gotta have them started, and like, so my series, so all my footage is shot like a year and a half from that, like in the past.
Yeah,
because I filmed a ton of stuff, and because like right now I haven't done anything with cars in the last year and a half, but I'm just slowly releasing the footage to keep consistency and whatnot going.
Yeah. Nice.
And we're getting ready to go into basically rebuilding the motor that's in that Z and getting it back, because it was a shit show what went down with that and that whole thing. It was built by a guy who was a pretty renowned Ford motor builder, and said he could do LS stuff, it would be no problem, and that was not the case. So that motor lasted 6 years, 7 years, and only went 5,000 miles in those 7 years. And it was a good thing it only did those many, because when it was all said and done, it needed new pistons, ended up needing 2 new rods, but that was because it kept chopping valve springs was a thing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it turns out they had put a giant cam in it, and so there was 2 different motor guys involved, and there was some math that was done, and at some point I ended up with a really nasty cam, but valve train that couldn't handle it, and so it kept chopping valve springs.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before.
And the last time the valve spring went through the motor and bounced off a few things. That wasn't the worst part. There was things like I flip it over and I'm like, why is it's all studded? The whole motor's studded. But so the inner and the outer studs on those main caps are, one's taller and one's shorter because of the windage tray. Well, the 2 are the same height. And I'm like, that's weird. That's not supposed to be like that. Turns out when they shot peened the motor, there was shot peen in the hole, and they just were like, screw it, send it. So it was just, the stud was just torqued against a bunch of shot peen down in the bolt hole. The number one freaking main cap was on backwards. It's literally very hard to do that, but they did it. What else was wrong with that? There was, the worst of the whole deal was that they didn't have the fixturing to deck the block, so they used a Ford fixture to deck the block, which put the angle of the block faces wrong.
Yeah. Nothing else.
So when it was all said and done and the new machine shop went through it, they actually had to deck it down so far that I have to run the really good gaskets to make sure, because the pistons actually come out of the block now.
Wow. Well.
Yeah. It was a lot of things that were just, yeah. So that's the series that we get started, not this week, but the week after on my channel.
I'd be a little afraid to rev it too high.
Well, the guy who built it did, so I put really nice heads on it, and the guy who built it is, well, better renowned for Chevy motors, I guess. And
yeah,
my buddy Bean, who we did that 73 Nova for, he did everything for him, and I trust the dude. Dude was really awesome, and he did the whole deal where he put the heads on and off and checked the gaps and the clearance, because I put the big boy Texas speed heads on it for the, what was it, the 247 cc runner head, like the big boys.
Yeah.
Because, and I got the huge springs on them, because I'm like, I'm not having this, because that was the start of the whole deal. I kept chopping valve springs, and I knew that was where the problem was when the car started running like crap.
Yeah.
And so I took the heads off to do a quick swap in the garage and clean the motor up. I pulled it out because I needed that. I knew there was something wrong with the motor and it would be easier to do everything outside. So I pulled it out and it sat around the garage because I just didn't have the money to play with it forever.
Yeah.
And then finally I'm like, all right, we're going to fix this motor. We're going to get this car back up. I ordered heads for it and all the gaskets and everything, pulled the first head off. And I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. Pulled the second, I pulled the top of that valve on the side, and I found a piece of valve spring. And I was like, this is bad. This is not good to find. And then I pulled the whole thing off, and you see where the piston had been hitting one of the valves, and it was just, from there, it just went downhill.
Yeah.
I should build one of my Ford engines. Same. I hope not Street Fox. I hope not. That is. It was, yeah. So I didn't even know any of those things. The worst one was this dude put a double roller timing set on the front of this thing, which apparently no one ever does in LSs, but I didn't know any better because motors aren't my thing. Like, I fab like components and whatnot, but when it comes to motors, I just didn't know anything about them, and that's why I spent the money. Like grafting crazy body parts on and doing like stereo and coming up with the ideas. That's all stuff I'll do. Even like as far as like wrapping stuff in like leather and suede and that type of stuff, I'm like, sure, I'll do that too. But when it came to motor, I was like, these are expensive parts that I don't want a grenade to pay someone to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when you run a double roller set on a LS, which no one ever does, you need to space the front housing out because there's not enough room.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. So it spaced itself. It clearanced itself.
Yeah.
Yep. They put 1.8 rockers on it, which are cool, and they're Scorpion. They're beautiful, or they were, until they started to self-clearance on the not taller valve covers that they didn't put on there because,
Yeah.
I should have known something was up in the beginning, because as soon as I got the motor got it back from them and we started to try and tune it, it ate a starter. And I was like, that's weird. And then it ate another starter. And I was like, I just kind of chalked it up to being an old starter and then being a crappy one I got from the wherever.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this battery sucks. So we put a new battery in it. And then it got better, and they couldn't figure out how to tune it and couldn't get it tuned. And then I went to another guy who because they kept saying they couldn't tune it because it was swapped into it's a swap engine. And I'm like, that shouldn't have anything to do with this. This car was fine before.
Yeah, there's so many LS swaps. Most places that do tuning should be completely comfortable.
Well, this was circa 2011.
Oh, sure.
12, maybe somewhere in there. So this is, before Holley had their Dominator set up and all of that stuff for EFI, and everyone was using HP Tune. Well, these guys were trying to tune it with a Diablo tuner.
Oh.
Which just does not have the capability to do what they were trying to do. He also put this, he ported the heads and did all this work to it, and then didn't put bigger injectors in the car. So when it got to the dude who knew what he was doing, the guy was commanding 150% duty cycle on the injectors to try and get the motor to run right.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a whole big deal. But yeah, so everyone will get to watch videos of me going through anxiety and pain and whatnot. Because I started off and I'm just like, hell yeah, it's gonna be a quick spot. I cleaned it. I cleaned the garage and got a nice spot and everything. Showed all the pretty parts, and I'm taking everything out and laying them out where they're supposed to. And then the next video, I'm just like going off and all pissed off, and just like, look at this. And I'm grabbing the camera and showing.
Well,
It's a definitely a roller coaster of highs and lows.
yeah, that's got to be infuriating.
Oh yeah, it's a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But I guess so. I guess Junkers is not coming back. See, he gone, and boom.
Yeah, I saw his comment.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna. I've got an invite to go out and actually do some things in the real world, so I might actually go do that.
Okay. Yeah, I might jump off of here as well. Yeah.
But sure, yeah, I want to come over and check out your stuff. What was your channel again?
It's Dakota's Classic Cars.
Oh yeah, so I think I got you today actually. So
Nice.
yeah, because I hooked up on the Instagram. See, I haven't gone over and checked your stuff out yet, but
after I noticed that YouTube might not be the best place to promote from.
When I was on the King of Queens, yeah. 650. Yeah. So, is he back? No, he's not back. He's half back.
Yeah. So
So,
I can't hear you through the crap on the phone.
Yeah, so the lives have been if you're gonna, so here's the problem. If you go on Facebook and you do any sort of promoting for YouTube on Facebook, they shadow ban it. I have proof for that. Anytime you put a link for YouTube and anything you're trying to promote, I will see, like, so when I put up like a picture to my YouTube page or my Facebook page for the YouTube channel, I get anywhere from 100 to 200 engagements, or not engagements, but it goes out to 200 people, give or take, that I see. The analytics will tell me they see it. When I do one with a YouTube link in it, 40 people tops every single time. It's like it's like no one sees it. It's really weird. If I post, and what I've been finding here, and I was talking to, like I said, Midnight Road Garage. If I post a picture and then type in something about videos live, and then in the comments go in and put it in, or even let it go up for a little while and then edit it and add it in, it will do way better. So, and that's another thing also with Instagram is very similar too, because they want you to use Facebook, and Instagram wants you to use their system. They want you to be on Reels, and they don't want you shuffling people away to Google, essentially. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So that trying to promote that way is really hard. And then also you have the biggest thing I found, because I've been putting videos out for 2 years here in a couple of weeks. I think it's basically the week of Thanksgiving is when I started. And I've had more growth in the last 2 months doing these lives and basically getting in with and finding other channels that have a group of core people that watch their stuff, and basically coming on and being like, hey, this is my stuff. If you might like it, you might not, but I'm basically getting myself out there without the algorithm's help, essentially. And that's the biggest thing. And all these guys will tell you, whenever I see it live, I'm a live whore. I will hop in, be like, what's up? Hey, how's it going? And bullshit, you know what I mean? And that's the great thing about a lot of these lives are it's just a bunch of cool dudes.
Oh yeah, he is.
There he is. But there's so many good dudes that are just like the dudes you hang out with in your garage. It's just
this is such a delay, guys.
They're in garages all. Like I told people the other day at work, that I'm doing this kind of thing, and they're like, so you just have people come over and you guys sit on a live? I was like, no, they're at their house, and we do it like a Zoom meeting, and they're like, oh, okay. I was like, listen, it's just the same. It's just it's social distancing, hanging out in the garage, talking bullshit with guys that do the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
And it works out really good. It's a good time. Somebody in this crew is doing one every single night.
Nice.
And you get in, you go bullshit if you can get the time. Like like right now, my family is in Southern Oregon, and I'm in Louisiana, so I have nothing but time and don't really do much in the real world.
Yeah, that's the nice part about it for me is like I was saying, I'm in a hotel, 3 weeks out of the month a lot of times. Luckily, I'm almost done traveling for the year. I've got 2 trips. I got to go to Michigan. I got to go to California yet this year, but I'm in a hotel a lot of times, so that'll be kind of cool to hang out on lives for that.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to. I got to go to Sicily in December, so I'll be trying to do that from across the world and see. I'm interested to see how that's going to work out, but
yeah,
I'm like, but that's one of the reasons. And I don't know, like you were talking about having to edit in last second. Try to start getting like some footage backed up, especially in the winter if you're going to be home more, and then you can edit it when you're. Because that's a lot of thing I tell a lot of people that start is try and stay consistent, because once you got people that watch, they expect it and they want it, and that's a good way to keep people coming back and growing, is getting people a video every week, whenever your day is. Like mine, I do Wednesdays. My analytics tell me I should do it on a different day, but I like doing it in the middle of the week, and they do well. We'll see if I change one day.
yeah.
And then the other nice part about that is you can go, like when the hurricane hit down here, I was on a generator.
I do Tuesday.
Didn't have internet, and I sat here and I edited 25 videos when I didn't have power during the hurricane, just edited up. And at one a week, that lasts for a while.
Yeah. Do you use like Premiere or something, or you?
I have a Power Director. I think it's Cyber something is who makes it, but Power Director is the name of the actual editing software. It's not too expensive, it's not too cheap. It's right in the middle, you know what I mean? I've also seen Destroyer 1320 uses a software that's very similar, and there's actually a link on his videos, and it can get you like some money off of it. So that would be a good one to if you want to check his stuff out. And he does a lot of videos where he'll even come in on live and to show you how to use all this stuff. Like, the reason I know it's so similar to mine is because he was showing us his and what it could do, and I was in mine at the same time. And he showed me something that he could do on his, and I tried to do it on mine, and it did the exact same thing. And I was like, blew my mind. I was like, I've been using this software for 2 years, and I've been doing it like an idiot. And now you just showed me something, just. But Destroyer is amazing at that stuff. He will. I think he did a live. I still haven't watched it. I need to, but he did a live last night on StreamYard, showing people all the little ins and out and tricks you can do on StreamYard, which was really cool. So he's awesome for that type of stuff. And that's
what's his channel? Destroyer, you said?
Destroyer 1320.
1320. Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah, Eric, great dude. And like I said, any questions? And he runs a live show once a week and does a whole bunch of other stuff. But great dude.
I'll check him out.
Yeah, he'll do. He does the intros and stuff for a lot of people too, like the graphic design type deals. But like my opening and mine, which goes through a bunch of different videos and has music playing, and it's got a little like looks like it's shot on a camera and whatnot. I did all that on my Power Director.
Yeah, software. I had experimented with doing some. So some of my older videos have a video sequence at like about 10 seconds.
Yep.
And then I just got lazy, and I was like, I'm just gonna throw a slide up there of the image that I made for my channel. It'll pause on that for 2 seconds. It'll cut to the video, just because I was scared of losing people's attention. But maybe eventually, after maybe I build it up.
So I try to do each one of my videos where it starts with something funny from the footage I've done, so it's something funny and quick to catch and then it goes into the title sequence or whatever you want to call it, the buffer.
Yeah, that's exactly what my last. Yep.
I mean, I'm not big, so I can't say that it's working, but I like it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's videos where I like it, and then I'll have my wife like, no, I'd take that out.
Yeah, I've seen that. Well, I'm even in the community here. Like I put up, I had 2 videos where we were basically stripping and priming and painting a trailer, and it's very, it's sped up and it's got music and it's kind of interesting to, and appealing to watch it. The paint go on, it move type of deal. And the videos did really well, but one of my buddies, Cletus, was just like, I hate those videos. He's like, I get how some people do, but it just doesn't do it for me. And I was like, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? So it's like he's gonna hate next week's video because it's another thing we seal it. It's kind of a I had enough footage to make an episode work, and at this point, when I'm not making any more footage at the moment, all footage is good footage, and well, it got made into a video that he is not going to be happy about.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
good.
No, I said it is what it is.
Yeah, my last one, it could have been like a 3-hour video of me just taking an engine apart, but I decided to do the time lapse and it turned into like an 8-minute video, and I was pretty happy with that because I do have a tendency to ramble, and I know I need to avoid that.
So I run the fine line of putting the GoPro on my head, putting one in the corner, and running two and catching all of the footage and spending forever editing a video that's worth watching.
Yeah.
Or I take this camera and I do some stuff and then I talk to myself about it and then I show it and then I put it down. And then I, at the end of the day, have a very matter of fact, this is what we did video, but there's not as much funny stuff because the funny stuff I catch with the GoPros makes it funny and you don't, it's not forced, it just kind of happens. Whereas when I pull this thing out and I'm talking to you in your face like this, all right, so what do you know what I mean? It's kind of almost forced and you don't catch the more genuine comedy at it. But I get it's easier to edit and I think it makes for a more matter of fact video. But sometimes I run out of where I'm like, oh, I only have like 8 minutes of footage for this video. So I try to be over 10, between 11 and 16 minutes is where I like to end up. I get some that are a little longer and some are a little closer, but that's my money spot. I want to be somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's at first I was kind of doing the I don't know, I wasn't trying to do how-to videos, but I kept feeling like my videos kept turning out to be how-to videos, and I just wanted to avoid that because I mean everybody
straight
way, and I don't want to invite somebody to say, oh, I don't like the way you did that, or I don't want to invite the haters. So it's not I just want to avoid the how-to and more.
I'm the same way.
This is what I did.
So Straight Eight makes a great point here too, and I do this all of the time because the time lapse catches everything, and I'll even speed it up even more. So if I take a time lapse, I'll speed it up even faster so I can edit through it, and I'll cut out and then resplice to where. And with a time lapse, it's so forgiving because you can edit and in real time. Once you do your thing, no one notices. It's really nice how forgiving a time lapse is to play with, and once you get some music going and whatnot. But yeah, I've seen time lapses where like somebody walks out of the room and the time lapse just sits there and plays, and it's like, okay, nothing's happening, boys. So it's you know what I mean. And sometimes it happens to me too, because especially if you get like an all day 8-hour time lapse on something. Like I built a big pole barn. It's the very beginning of my channel, and I time lapsed the whole thing, and that was really kind of cool and so easy to do. Yeah, straight to 11 to 14 minutes. Somewhere in that range, I think is a good. Like there are some guys that can make you watch a video for 30 minutes, and it's a lot harder to do than because you either have to have really good content that is drawing you in, or be a very good presenter. And there's very few people that have that pull that line consistently. You know what I mean? It's a gift to be able to do. And then the way you edit, plays a big part in how long you keep people around too. Like Straight Six. Jesus, sorry, brother. But yeah, I don't know. We're all just playing the game. We'll see where any of them get.
Yeah, it's actually turned out to be a lot more fun than I thought it would be. So.
Well, and that's why I'm telling you with getting the footage backed up to where you can do it on because once you decide you want to do a video on a semi-regular basis or whatever, you're putting yourself into this job thing. Like you're almost imposing onto, and the more it becomes like a job, the less fun. Because I'll go in a spurt where I want to edit for a couple of 3-4 days, and that's all I want to do. And then I'm like, I don't want to touch it for forever.
Yeah.
And the worst is when you're like, when you feel like you have to go do it. And I feel like that can affect the quality you do, one, and then it affects the whole thing. You get burnt out. I mean, there's a lot of people, like Narcs was a big one. He was going, pushing, and then, had to take a little break and come back to it. So anytime you can sit, I because I have the ability to come and go with it, it's freeing, I guess.
Yeah, I actually
Wow.
I had put a video up on TikTok that I was going to do a carb series, and I wanted to do a carb series because I had a couple carbs I was getting ready to rebuild, and I was like, this would be really cool to do this. But then I thought I don't want to make an incomplete video. There's a lot of potential to have a really nice detailed video doing rebuilds on a Holly and a Edelbrock, but then I was just like you were saying, I started demanding too much of myself, and I just had to back burner that whole project. And I'm gonna come back to it eventually, but right now I'm just not in the headspace for it.
Straight Six is saying the same. He's like, longer videos he doesn't even get into, and I will. It depends on who it is. If certain videos, like on a big build series or something like that, I'll get into longer ones. But I'm also, sometimes I'll just click through to go where I need to go to. So it's hit or miss with that. But don't be afraid to do, like, I did a video for a fuel system on my tow pig, my big diesel. And when I went, you film it all, and it took a day and a half to do because I took my time and I had all of this footage. It was another one with the GoPro. I had tons of footage, and there was some funny gems in there. And when I was editing it all up, I was like, I can't make this into one video that falls into my time where I put time constraints on.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like anyone, like Straight Six was saying, that anyone's going to watch a 25-30 minute video. So I broke it into two, I think 14 and 13-minute videos. It's a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah.
And it did pretty well. And I mean, if you want to see the different parts you want to go see, they'll go look. I mean, don't be afraid to break certain things into a two-parter. If you're going to do, like, if you're thinking about with those carburetors, you do a breakdown video, basically part 1, and you just got to kind of think about how you're going to structure your video when you go to shoot it. And that's the other thing, is really hard, and I kick myself a lot because of the distance between when I shot it and when I edit it, is figuring out an idea of how you're going to edit the video when you're shooting it. Like, the director you could really screw the editor you, and depending on when those two times come, you can be cussing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Because some of my videos, especially now, like, I no outro. It's just he gone, because I get to a point where the footage goes, okay, this is where this end of this video should be. And when I was filming it, that never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, if you can, there's like, when I watch the Goon Squad, especially the way they shoot a video and know exactly when they're going to end it, because they end videos sometimes in the middle of the day and start the next one right after. And I don't know exactly how they figured out, like, okay, we have, once you get to 6 hours of footage on the whatever they're shooting at, okay, that's going to be enough for a video. We'll cut it off here, because some of their videos, they'll cut off like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can see the next video starts right after. Like, it's like, and I'm like, how did you know? Because I still haven't mastered that.
What's the channel? I'm trying to think of it. I've watched a few of theirs. They are very manicured, but they will do they will start their video in this, it's like basically a field, pulling a car out of a field, and they're doing it like slow motion and time lapse and all these different editorial, like different visual aspects, and they're doing it to a soundtrack. They put the car in the trailer, and then all of a sudden it goes into like a live feed where they're GoPro over their head. I think it's like a father and son team, and they're one vendor, and then they've got like a daughter watching the questions come in on the live while they basically
I have not seen that, but that sounds like a cool setup.
I cannot remember the name of that channel, but I'm like, it's one of those, they got a lot of subscribers, and it's they're very manicured.
Well, Terry, that's the deal, brother, is that that's the great thing about YouTube, is you can have both sides of the spectrum, and there are great channels out there that is literally just a dude in his phone. I mean, look at Cletus. 90% of what Cletus shoots right now, Cletus McFarland, is on a camera. You know what I mean? Turn and rust is what Straight Six says.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I have not seen that. I'll have to check that out. But you know what I mean? So a lot of these channels, it's rebranded now. Okay. He's got a rear-wheel drive XE.
All I do is just my phone. I'm literally filming and editing on my phone. My biggest issue is space.
Yeah. So like I said, I was filming for almost a year and a half before I started, so I knew space was going to be an issue from the go. So I built a rig. I've got 12 terabytes of storage on this computer so that I can never run out. Well, not run out for a long time. Because when I left Maryland to come down here, I had over 4 terabytes of unedited footage, plus the footage that it was already going out.
I've unfortunately, and I've had a few people tell me it's a bad idea, and I know it's a bad idea, but I've just basically trusted my videos to YouTube, and they're on YouTube, and that's pretty much the only place they're on.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So YouTube's been pretty good about, especially the big channels that have gotten like hacked or corrupted or whatnot, and restoring them. But that's, you got to figure, most of those channels that you hear about, they have a YouTube guy. They have a guy, Kevin, or whoever it is, that is their YouTube guy. When something goes on with YouTube, like Peg has from Zip Ties and Bias Plies, he has a YouTube guy. And he was the one who told him, hey, you need to start doing all this stuff on your channel, otherwise we're gonna bury you.
Yeah.
We cannot show you if you're gonna cuss and do all this crazy shit. So now Peg pays a guy to edit his videos and put in about 1 billion beeps because he doesn't stop. You know, he's got a following of people that are there because of that, but now he does it that way.
Yeah, I've noted. I saw one of his videos where he was
external. Yeah, I do the same thing. Straight Six. I have an external that all the final videos end up on, and then there's a secondary drive, backup drive in the computer that they store. So I store them in 2 different places because I actually had an external die and I lost all the very early ones because it was before I was editing them and not putting them up, like getting a back catalog, and I had them on an external. And before I started uploading and doing the YouTube thing, that external died. And so I lost all the early footage from the ramp truck build and all the early footage from we had a 69 or 68 Firebird we were doing for my buddy, and like some other little bullshit videos that were funny and cool. But it wasn't the worst because they were my early videos. Anything you'll notice, anyone that does YouTube will tell you my early videos were crap. And I've gotten so much better. And everyone says the same thing. Because it's like anything else. You do it, the more you do it, the better you get. You find more stuff. I delete them from my main computer in a bit at the end of the year. Yeah. So I'm with you, man. Storage is going to be. There's a guy, the Linus Tech Tips, out of somewhere in Canada. He's on the West Coast, and he as well documented as a tech hoarder and has built servers upon servers to hold all of the data that they're trying to hold on to and use and whatnot. And it's a real deal once you get it, because he believes the same thing. It's sooner or later YouTube can essentially hold you hostage with your content at some point. You know what I mean? You get into that scenario.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what I'm kind of afraid of eventually.
Yeah, and it's one of those deals that it's, who knows when it's gonna, it's a multi-million-dollar or probably getting close to billion-dollar machine. So
yeah. Well, I think I might have to hop off of here. I got to start getting my kids ready for bed.
All right, brother. Yeah, no problem. I get into nerd talk about this, so I was gonna go a while ago, but then we started nerd talking, and I was like, all right, I'm back in.
And I think I fixed it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's something. It's something to do with the app.
Oh, weird.
No, and your kid's mocking me.
Sorry. Yeah, you're probably right, Straight Six. All right, brother. Sounds like you got stuff to take care of.
Yeah, I got my hands full now. My daughter's running rampant now. I better get off here.
All right, brother.
Thank you, guys.
See you later, Dakota.
Have a good one.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Oh yeah, no, you're totally right. At some point they'll go after the servers, and who knows. And that's the thing. Also, like, especially for my channel, I'm getting such traction now on videos that I have a lot of older videos that are really good that don't get the traction because it's really hard. And I get it for people to go back and look at the back catalog. I mean, I've got over 200 videos. I'm really debating taking the ones I really like and like, or even restarting a series like the Subaru build and just starting that on a different day and basically re-releasing them to a new crowd. I think what I'm going to do, and I think Cletus or somebody else said the same thing, is when I hit 1,000 and actually get monetized, I'll start re-releasing some of the old, the good series, like the whole Cadillac series I had when we beat the crap out of that Cadillac I got out of the junkyard before we tore it apart and for parts and whatnot. But seriously, think about how bad. Oh, seriously, I 100% agree with you. I think I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was talking about how a lot of these tinfoil hat things, like you say, we were talking about iPhones, and I had an iPhone 6, and when I'm one of those guys, when I get it, I update it, and I never update it again, never ever again. And I did that with the iPhone 6, and that my friends always said I was crazy and conspiracy and blah blah blah. Now here we are, however many years later, and there's literally a lawsuit where they need to pay you money back because they did exactly what I said they were doing to phones, and they were, so it's not tinfoil hat at all.
I'm the type of person, I guess, that knows what's going on, but I don't want to think about it.
Trying to retitle some of the early successes. So I guess just so like retitle like ones that did well and go more towards like that title, or just retitle them all into a newer success. I guess I don't quite understand exactly what you're saying there, Straight Six. Because it wouldn't be the end of the world to redo the thumbnails and retitle them. Well, I mean, realistically, thumbnails don't really go with the title all that much. Because I try to do a thumbnail and a title that are not necessarily the same thing. I don't know if that's such a great idea. Like I try to make the thumbnail. I hate clickbait. I am one of those guys that if I get clickbaited in and it's like real clickbait, I'm like, screw this video, I'm out. Even if it was something that was decent, worth watching, just because I don't want to support that type of thing. So I try not to be too clickbaity. You know what I mean? I don't. It's a sliding scale. What I think is clickbait, mind way. So the more searchable. More good. It might perform better if you do thumbnails. Yeah. And so you're not wrong there at all. Yeah, and it's also the difference in what the algorithm's pushing and whatnot at that time too. That's been the so I have a lot of build series, and so I kind of thought that once someone picked up on a part of one of the build series, they'd come through and watch the rest of the build series, and that has not been. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's that gravel, man. It definitely. It's another reason why I'm such a whore for these live streams. Like Junker says all the time, I enjoy doing them, and I guess I have the voice for radio, if you will. But yeah, that was one of the things I was kind of surprised with, is that I have some of the videos in my Subaru series that have taken off. Oh, old Ginger Claus is in the house. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Big Block?
But like I said, I have videos that have taken off. When I say taken off, I mean for my small channel, I have some that are like 1,000, 1,500 out of that series, and then the rest are 100, 500. It's kind of a weird mix all over through. But there's like I think 40 videos in that series already. But I don't know. Oh, Mr. Ginger Claus, my bad, sir, my bad. I will get it right. Oh man, yeah, no, I do enjoy these lives a lot. You have to come on tomorrow's, man. I think I'm gonna do around like 8 or 9. I think.
And what time? What time is it there?
Right now it's 7:30, so I'm an hour behind you. So it'll be either 9 or 10 for you.
Yeah. Well, no, I definitely want to come on and try that boom.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my! I got
Yeah,
a
for
hell of
sure.
an echo on this side. It's so hard to concentrate when you're talking.
I'm telling you, man, I cannot over talk the gaming mic headset, man, for
Oh,
the all-in-one. Oh, there you go.
but
Yeah.
it has to be plugged into my computer.
See, that's why I love these. I can Bluetooth these to my phone. I can I got a little dongle on the freaking computer over here. My Surface laptop, it'll go right up onto that. It'll connect to all of them wireless. I can walk around the house if I want to not. I don't want you to.
Now you're like me.
And now and then I can pull it back down. It's all like so. I gamed quite a bit before I started doing these lives. That was my vice that I was all into before these. And when you spend that kind of time in a headset, you go and you buy the nice ones. So like these things they're silky smooth.
How much do you pay?
Oh, yeah. They weren't cheap. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like full price.
It was one of those where I was like, ugh. I rocked these ones, which were cheaper and older
Turtle
until they literally broke.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I just pushed them in because they're broken on both sides. Like, in fact, this one's completely
Just tape
snapped.
it.
Well, you can't tape it because that's the part where it actually, goes on. So I actually had it all the way up so I could just like hear it on one side. And then finally one day I was like, screw this, and then got the good ones. Cindy, what's up?
Hi, that's my dog, apparently.
Yeah. Live on the computer.
Hi,
Yeah, so I think I am actually going to go get my life together and go out into the real world for once.
tell your dog. You're going to watch out of the movie.
No, actually, I got invited over to like go play cards and hang out. So
Wow.
I might actually go live in the real world tonight and then be hungover for tomorrow.
And CP's on today.
Yeah, CP will be on, so I'll take the laptop so I can hop on and support from there. But he's gonna have dudes on tonight too, so we got to make sure we get over there and support the boys.
Oh, dudes are going to be on good.
Yep. Like the shirt, yeah. Pie. I saw this, but I was like, I need that. But, all right, Grady, I appreciate it. And I just got the word that I'm going to day check. We're all doing day check starting Monday. So whenever for your show, let me know. I'm down to get on.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I didn't invite you yet.
Yeah, I knew. Well, we've been talking back and forth on Central Time. It is, well, there's a lot of drinking involved in the cards. So all of their games have like seriously a set of house rules that come with their own. So it's like Uno, and there's all kinds of these different ones that there's all. It ends up to be an out of control night, but yeah, man. I'm gonna go hop to that, and then tomorrow night we're doing a show. Grant, if you want to come over and if you want to hop on tomorrow night, Grant, it's not super fancy like your guys's, but come on in, and then creative as always. But I'm gonna get to getting.
All right, have a good. There might be an opening on Thursday.
Let me know. Yeah, like I said, I'm not working nights, so I can definitely hop in if there is. Like, you know me, I can always be a backup for anyone whenever you need it, as long as I'm on like days.
Yep.
All right, brother.
All right, I'm gonna end this now.
All right. Well, everyone have a good night then, and I guess we'll see you all later.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
All right. No problem, brother. Well, we'll see you in the chat then.
She's got my food. I'll see you in a minute, woman.